feel like I should bring Steph onto this conversation. If Steph could join us, because you have worked with Steph for many years, you know her passion, and you know her love for this conversation. And so, Steph, when you hear them talk about that you are leading this, that you are in the forefront of this, how do you feel about that?
Well, that's really kind of them to say. So kind, friends. I think what's unique about Stories and what's unique about me is that my background is not in social work. I was not ever a counselor. That's not how I'm wired. I can be a good friend and a good listener, and I'm compassionate, but I'm a visionary, and I see things big picture, and we've needed the people that are more like emergency rooms or the ambulances or the Band-Aids, where they come and they help there's an immediate need here. There are people out there that are in terrible, horrific situations. They need to be taken out of those situations. They need to be put in short-term care. They need all of those services, but we've kind of stopped there. We don't have, like Kay said, we don't have really great aftercare. And we don't have super awesome prevention, like Jessica was talking about, how that's such a need. And so I think that's where an organization like Stories comes in. I think we're trained to look at nonprofits as who's putting the Band-Aids on, who's stitching up the wounds. If the blood is gushing, we're all like, who's taking care of that? And that's super important. We need those people. But then we forget that there's rehab and that there's all this other stuff that has to happen. And we can't forget about people in the rehab stage. We have to come alongside them. We have to be a community of support and love and grace. And we need jobs and we need housing. And we've heard that over and over and over again. We need resources and we need healthy communities. And that really is going to take all of us. So I don't know if I'm stubborn, I'm persistent, and I believe that we need a third place that creates income, that creates profit to make a difference in our community. We need this social justice issue of human trafficking needs finances, and we can produce finances through business, and we can produce jobs through business, and it's unending. The jobs we can produce when we have a physical space, you don't even want to know about all my ideas. We're going to produce so many jobs, and it's going to help so many people. And we're going to actually move into talking about the cafe now. So thanks so much, my friends, for coming. I'm so grateful for you guys. Love you, But that's what we're dreaming about when we talk about a building. And it's an expensive building, it's a $1 million building. But it's a building that has retail in it. It's a building that has awareness space. So when we can meet again in person, we're not on the internet. It's a building that has social impact business of a restaurant in it. And then it has apartments up top, because we need to start somewhere, and we need housing. We need housing so bad. So we're going to bring Jess and Angela on.
Oh, great.
We're going to wrap this up real soon. We're almost done.
I have a child knocking on my window.
Bless her. Here. I love it.
She'd be in bed. Okay. We want to chat with Jessica and Angela, and they are part of the team that's going to help bring this cafe, this vision, to a reality. They're both from Dolezal Creative and Design. Jessica is a third-generation contractor. Angela's an amazing designer. I want to get to them and chat with them. Are they there? Are they on our Zoom call? We'll see. I can't wait to see your
Here they come.
Here they are. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Angela.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear you guys. I can see you and hear you. Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are very excited. I want to bring Steph into this conversation as well about the vision that she has and how you're going to help implement this for Stories Foundation. Okay, so Steph, I want to ask you, and I will bring them in as well, but your vision for the cafe is something great. Tell us about it.
It is great, I think. Yeah. 8 years ago, when we first learned about human trafficking, we had this idea that we could start a social impact business that could create profit that could go back to fighting human trafficking. And when I talk about it now, I say that a lot of people start businesses for their families, and that's amazing. And I feel like I want to start a business for my anti-trafficking family and for all the women and girls and boys who are being exploited and who are not seen and not heard and not valued, and to say this is a safe place for you. And I want to have finances. We'll always fundraise, but as we kick off this business, it will be not only self-sustaining, but it will be profitable. And we all know that jobs, right? Especially right now, we need jobs. They provide dignified work is super valuable. Housing is valuable. And this awareness is valuable. Having a place, especially in Minnesota, where we can come together, because we will be able to come together again in person to learn and to collaborate and to join and to say, how do we all together tackle this issue, and how do we really change a culture, which is a really big job, and it's going to take all of us. So
okay, so Jessica and Angela, you're going to help put Steph's vision and make it real life and for our communities to embrace. Tell us why you're choosing to be a part of Storyteller Cafe.
Well, I met Stephanie at a Keeping It Personal event and she was speaking about what she does, and I could just see the passion in her, and she shined. And I thought to her, so she had the food truck, and I thought I have to sponsor her food truck because of what she's doing is incredible. And so we met for coffee, and I'm going to sponsor her food truck. And she starts talking about a space. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. And hearing about all these compelling stories and the encouragement of these world changers who are out there making a change is amazing, because I, like you, lived in a bubble. I knew it was there, but I didn't know it was there to the extent that it's there. And I just read that I think it was a $150 billion business, and I couldn't believe it. And so if this is how I always want to be part of, purposeful and intentional work. And it's my little prayer every day that my work is purposeful and intentional. And this got put in front of me. And if this is how I can be a part of fighting trafficking, then I want to be a part of it. What she does it's amazing. And every time I meet her and talk to her, I'm like, yes. And I'm super grateful that she's choosing us to be a part of this work. So yes, that's why I want to be a part of this. What makes
your involvement in this so different? I mean, are you I guess that's just the question. What makes it different for you this time?
Well, because there's nothing else like it. What she's doing, like they were talking about that third step, they get the help, but being a part of that, empowering people and helping them get back into life and showing them that they do have value, they do have worth. And that's why this is so different, and being a part of it is because there's really nothing else like it. And there's such a need for that in this age. So.
And Angela, you're going to put your design touch on this. How excited are you for that?
We are so excited. We have actually been working on the designs for probably 6 months. And it's as we have the building designed, we have
we're looking at it right now. This is
so
great.
When you look at the building, the where the patio chairs are, that is going to be the cafe. So that will be where you will be able to meet and greet, buy your stories coffee, order your catering. There'll be a drive-up venue on the other side. And then when you go to the right, there will be retail, which will actually support other nonprofits. Stephanie's really about community and awareness. So the coffee, the t-shirts, and that's a totally movable space. And then also there will be corporate training in the back. So we have training for education, training for people that have been rescued will be able to work there. So the whole nuts and bolts of the Storyteller Cafe is every story has meaning, and you've heard it tonight. So that's why I'm 100% behind the project.
Steph, when you see this and you hear them talk about it, it's beautiful.
It is.
So you're looking at the apartments upstairs. So Stephanie wanted to have apartments for people that are in transition and may need some shelter. So she has a couple apartments for that. And then also her office will be upstairs. So the Storyteller Corporate Stories Foundation corporate office will be upstairs. So we're very excited about the design, the layout, and then also the rooftop will have a cafe once we get to that level.
Well, it really puts it right in your face, and that is why we are here tonight, because we want this cafe to be a reality. We want people to give what they can. I mean, with all the uncertainty we're facing right now, we're all sheltering in place. We know that schools are canceled through the end of the school year now. People are furloughed. But if you can give, Steph, this is an organization, this is something worth giving to, even if it's $25.
Yeah. I think I believe that we all should do the thing in front of us to do. And I think that living in fear, there's fear that is like, if there's a lion right here, it would be natural that I would be afraid of the lion, right? If you have lost your job because of COVID-19, if you are, struggling to make ends meet, if your life has been extremely adversely affected, please don't feel like you should give tonight. You're vulnerable. That's what we're talking about. Those are vulnerabilities. We want to come alongside people who are struggling. But there are a lot of us who our lives are essentially the same. We just can't leave our houses except to go to Target with our masks on. And, if that's you and you want to support a future that communities are better equipped to come alongside vulnerable people, where we can have healthy conversations together, where we can create safe spaces, where we can offer housing. My nonprofit partners I work with, we have people that need housing and there's no housing, where we can create revenue. Again, so many of the nonprofits that we partner with, financing is huge. It's a huge need. If we could create avenues of unique fundraising where we're not constantly begging for money, but you can come have lunch with us and know that your money just went to a cause. 8 years ago, social impact business wasn't cool. People thought I was crazy. Today, it's cool. You get social impact business. You get, buying products that do good in the world. And that's really what we're doing, is we want to pioneer this coffee shop, retail space, boutique, awareness hub for collaboration, for jobs, for unique avenues of fundraising, and for community, where we can all come together and cover vulnerabilities of each other. Our stories matter. Your story matters. My story matters. Every person's story matters. And I really, really, really believe that when we connect our stories together, that's when we're going to see change in our community. And I think tonight has shown so clearly that we need change in our community. And so I would ask that if you're capable, if you're able to give, to join us. And if you know someone who should be a part of this, because this is fun. This is an exciting adventure, and it's going to be great. I would love for someone to write me a large check. Don't get me wrong. But I also love the idea that this cafe is going to be owned by all of us, that we all can own it. We all can be in the investors in our community, and we can all take pride and ownership in that. And I love it. I love it. So that's what I got.
I love listening to you speak. Don't you, Jessica and Angela?
Yeah.
This is why you're involved in this project, because Steph is so passionate about not only what she can bring to the table, but what we all can bring to the table when it comes to this cafe, and just eradicating human trafficking and exploitation. I mean, really, that's what we're all here for. So again, I know, Steph, you were asking for giving tonight. Can we give monthly?
For sure. Yes. So you can give monthly, you could give a pledge. Everything is at storiesfoundation.org/storyline. We would love to see businesses come alongside us in sponsorships. We're open to talking about all of that. This is really a for the community, by the community effort. It's going to take all of us to see it happen. And that's how I want it. I want us all to be at a big party. We hope to break ground this August if we can raise that $200,000 by July 1st. And then that would set us on a path of hopefully opening next May. And how fun would it be for us to have a big old party in May when we can be outside of Minnesota and a ribbon cutting for Storyteller Cafe? I want all of you guys there.
Amazing. Okay, I see on our Zoom call a few questions here on the comment section, the chat. They want to know where this cafe is going to be.
Yeah, we're currently looking at land in the Roseville, New Brighton, Arden Hill, Maplewood area. So if you know of any land over in that part of the world, hook us up, because we are looking right there. That's a central location in between Minneapolis and St. Paul. It's a diverse location with a lot of different types of people, and we need an acre. We're looking for an acre for about $100,000. So that's a huge piece of the puzzle right now.
We're going to find it.
We're going to find it.
Someone watching, someone sharing is going to help us find that. Okay, well, I'm pumped. I love the pictures. Can we see those pictures on your website as well?
Yeah, they're there. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Angela, for joining us. And we can't wait to hear more from you and see what you're going to do. We're really excited. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're just about to wrap up, but I wanted to mention, typically, Steph, you're out and about doing these storyteller events where you would go into churches, into people's homes. Now we're moving obviously all virtually. So if you want to host your own virtual storyteller event through Zoom and learn more about human trafficking and share this message, and then obviously share the message of the Stories Foundation and what they're trying to do with the cafe, please let Steph know. Go to their website, reach out, contact them, and she can set up a Zoom chat just for educational purposes. It's Human Trafficking 101, which I got tonight, really. And it's super eye-opening. And if you think you live in a bubble, you probably do, because things are happening in your community, and it takes people like Steph Page to open your eyes and not scare you, but just make you aware, right?
Yeah, it helps us to have the conversations that we need to have. We just need to have these conversations. All of these things are happening. They're happening with people that we know, people that are close to us, and we just need to start to have the conversation and open that door so we can be compassionate people to the people that are already in our spheres of influence in our community. So that's what a virtual event does, is it allows me to start the conversation for you if that feels awkward and hard with your friends. You invite 10 of your friends and we just have the conversation and talk about it, and break it down. What can we do in our community to combat exploitation and cover vulnerabilities? So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Well, we're just so
awesome.
thankful.
Well, we had very few technical difficulties. Now, did I just jinx us?
You're doing great. I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay, good. Yes, you were saying we are so thankful.
So thankful for everyone coming out tonight, and just want to ask you to share this. We're gonna it'll be up on Facebook, and we're gonna put it on that storiesfoundation.org/storyline event, and we want to keep pushing people to this content and this information. So share it with someone who you think might be interested. And thank you to the Elderberry Queen for sponsoring, and to keeping it personal. And remember all those goodies you can get if you go donate at storiesfoundation.org/storyline event.
You did it.
We did it. Thanks, everybody. Do you have anything you want to say, Kelly?
I just say thank you to you, Steph. You are a powerhouse. You are a vision. I'm so glad to call you my friend. I could get emotional just talking about it because we met kind of on a whim. And I'm just so thankful for you and what you're doing. And I'm thankful for all of our panelists, all of our speakers. This has been going on for a couple hours now. So I've been watching some watch parties and the numbers have been really nice. So thank you to those who've watched the entire thing. And if you didn't catch it all, you can catch it on Facebook as well. So it'll be there. And look, here's your level of giving. And you get all these little swag items. I love the coffee and I love the mug for sure.
Fair trade, locally made, all of it. It's all good. It's all good things.
Okay.
So
thank you.
Your gifts. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great
Your stories matter. Go
tell them.
Go tell them. Go share them. Live your story, share your story, and let's see them change. Thanks. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.